charging the batteries, so just stand by.
It's time. How we doing, Sunday? Are we feeling it? Did you rock out with us last night? Well, it all comes down to this. Today is the day. Today, magic happens. In the form of two very tall, very handsome men. Richard and myself, but Jensen and Jim are awesome. But I'm not the man to do the intros. No, there's a man whose job it is to do intros. The man is a native Nashvilleian. The man is a treasure, a gift, a legend. Please give it up, Sunday, for your host, Mr. Richard Smith.
Yes, Nashville, Tennessee, we have arrived here. We're doing the thing, baby.
Couldn't get off the stage.
Oh, you didn't think it would happen. Oh, you thought we would beat around. You said they're too old, they're too short, they're too pale, glue will melt. Only two of those things are true. We have the best toupee glue in the business. It's not going anywhere. You people, you've made it to Sunday. This is like Navy SEAL training. We put you through the ringer. You got karaoke. Then we massaged you up, got you all tender, and then we Saturday night specialed you. Right in the soft spot. And now you've survived You've convinced yourself you're emotionally prepared for this. Let me tell you something, girlfriend, you ain't. You don't know what you're in for. It is perfection in human form. I'm talking to you, woman. You're gonna see such beauty. It's gonna make your eyes burn. It's gonna make you tingle in places you shouldn't tingle in the Lord. That's just wrong and dirty, but that's why you're here. You're not here. You're not in church. This is your church, and you are Satan. And you know that about yourselves, and your parents know that about you, and they are genuinely concerned, and I share their concern. You're not right in the head. You let Lucifer power your decision making. You've tossed aside relationships in lieu of having this moment, this time with Jerry, Jensen, Misha, Timothy Omundson, Shepherd. That's what you're here for. That is the life you have built yourself, a life built on a love for people who do not know you. And yet I understand, I get it, Robbie and I, we get it, Robbie.
We get it.
We get it. Thank you, Robbie.
We get it. We get it, Rich.
Did I wake you up?
No. Sorry, I think that's about it. Yeah, no, we get it. We're in a pretend relationship with those guys also.
Yeah. We pretend like we don't see them coming down the hall because we're not allowed to make eye contact. It's in the contract, yada, yada, yada. I won't bore you with legal. The point is, we understand. But there's something you need to know, good people of Nashville. There is a force that emanates from these boys, these lumber sexual men of mystery. There is an essence that pours through their being. It will knock the latte out of your hand. It will speed dial your grandmother on your phone. It will text dirty things to coworkers en masse. It will make you do things you don't want to do, but you don't have a choice. It's out of your hands. There is a force that is going to shake your very foundation and make you realize that you are merely mortal and cannot battle or withstand the intensity of this force. It will engulf you. It will chew you up. It will swallow you whole, and then it will poop you out. And you will live the rest of your days in poop form. Living with non-poop people who will look at you funny. Raise their eyebrows when you pass by because there's something different about you. Once you've been pooped out by this force Robbie, there's no unpooping yourself.
I will say that when pooped out, you still smell like musk.
That's it. Robbie just hit it. It's the musk. That is the force that's going to take you by the back of your hair, fling you around like a dead cat and throw you. You know, like you do with dead cats. Not the only one who...
I don't come across a lot of dead cats.
Really? I know a guy. Anyway, it's the musk. It's the beautiful, perfect, almost holy smell of Jared Jensen. It's uncanny, it's ungodly, it's, quite frankly, if we could bottle it, we could power the town. You need to be prepared for that.
It's not legal though.
Not okay. Not legal. It's like absinthe. Musk will make you do things you don't want to do. Musk will make me believe that you have a legitimate relationship with men who don't know you. Musk will make you overspend and be back here next year. If you could take light from the sun and put it in a spray bottle and soak it in every morning, that's what it's like with Musk. That's what it's like. It's that pure. It almost burns. It almost sears their flannel. Flows through their faux locks. You are going to be engulfed by this magic, and you are going to swim in this magic, and it'll make you make mistakes, and that's okay. I'm giving you an out. I'm giving you an escape hatch. It's real simple. Hashtag blame the Musk. You're going to leave here and you're probably going to break up with your boyfriend. He's going to be upset. He's going to cry. Why? Why? What did I do? You didn't do anything. Hashtag blame the Musk. You are going to be so overwhelmed by your experience today that you will not be able to do your schoolwork properly. You will go to school tomorrow ill-prepared, and your scores will suffer, and that'll affect your ability to get a decent job in the future. Is that your fault? F no. Hashtag blame the Musk. You have a job. They expect you to do it well. Tomorrow you're going to phone it in. You're going to really suck. You know why? You're headed for swimming. This experience will have overtaken you. You need that job. You paid way too much for this weekend. Those photos you're going to get with yourself and the boys and put up on your wall when people walk in and they go, oh, is that your boyfriend? And you go, uh-huh. You know that thing you're going to do? When you put it up in your cubby hole, they're like, I don't know those dudes. You dating those dudes? I am. And we're going to get married. You know all that crap? Blame the Musk. That's not rational thinking.
But it's not your fault.
It's not your fault. Blame the Musk. You're going to get fired. That's okay. There are other jobs out there. You're going to fail out of school. That's okay. There are other schools out there. Life, you know what is going to change. Mainly for the worse. But that's okay. You're peaking today. Here. At a supernatural convention. You want some half-ass show that doesn't wreck you emotionally? Go to the Vampire Diaries show. I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like somewhere, somebody from Vampire Diaries every now and then watches these panels and goes, why does that dude always pick like Vampire Diaries? I'll be honest, Vampire Diaries, I don't know. Blame the Musk! I've never seen your dumb show, Vampire Diaries. I don't dislike your show. I hope you run for years and years. You probably got hot people on you. I don't give a crap. The point is, you're not supernatural. That's all I know. But I get a pass. No jury would convict, Robert. Because I'm up here. You think you get hit by the Musk? Rob and I have to walk to the Musk. Backstage. It's like getting hit in a wind tunnel here. It's like holding on to things as these guys go by. It's unbelievable. It's like this bizarre mating call. Rob and I immediately start putting on bridal gowns. Putting together flowers. They pass by.
They blow us off. I think I love him.
How many of you are experiencing your very first supernatural convention? How many of you are the chosen, sanctified, anointed Friday people? Well done, Friday people. Look at you all grown up. You came here in knee pants and culottes, and now you're just all savvy.
I feel like it was 2 days ago.
It feels like just 48 hours ago. You couldn't find your ass with both hands. And now you're going to try to find Jared Benson's ass with both hands. Oh, how you've grown. quickly security will tackle you. We should make that a sport. How fast Cliff tackles you. Go for the loin. Sorry, go for the loins. Go for the loins. Is that you reaching for low-hanging fruit? Is that what we're doing? Oh, mercy. And how many of you decided that this was a 2-day convention and are one of my Saturday people? Who's a Saturday person? No. Be proud of yourself. It's okay. Let's try that again. Who here is a Saturday person? Alright. Okay. Let's get to it, Robbie.
Hey, you okay? Did you take your meds this morning?
Maybe I did, maybe I did.
Remember what the doctor said?
What do doctors know? Stupid dumb doctors. Stupid dumb prescriptions. Stupid dumb restraining orders. I want to know how many people in this house just decided to mosey on in today and call themselves a Sunday person. Where are my Sunday people? Alright, don't get cocky. Alright, Sunday people. Welcome to the weekend. We're glad to have you, Ish. You're gonna have a great time, Ish. You've missed some stuff.
Should we introduce ourselves? I feel like...
Oh yeah, probably. This is Rob Benedict.
Hi.
I'm Misha Collins.
Misha Collins.
Sunday people, we're glad to have you. I am contractually obligated to say that. But you've missed some stuff. Now, I'm not going to give you a hard time about the stuff you've missed. That's what friends and family are for. But I want you to know that next time you do this convention, and there will be a next time, at the very least, you need to show up and see this band play on Saturday night. Because it's something else. And at the very least, if you're going to show up and see the band play on Saturday night, well hell, you're already here on Saturday, you might as well throw on your gown and pop over to the karaoke party on Friday night. And that one's free, so you can't even bitch about it. Oh, there's so much going on. There's so much fantasticness. How many people have enjoyed themselves this weekend? Are you having a good time? And don't forget, we're in the South. You're not about to see Jared Gibson. You're fixing to. And they're not going to take the stage. They're going to up and take the stage. They just up and did it. Dadgum. You're fixing to get blown away. You up and got blown. That's how this works.
Some of that there Musk.
I love hearing Rob do a Southern accent. I know you're Southern. I know you claim the South as your own.
I would not say the South is known, but I come from a state where we do have a bit of a twang.
Yeah. Rob and I had this battle back and forth about me being a God-fearing patriot American and him being from Missouri. And we had this sort of back and forth.
It's a 200-year-old argument, by the way.
But
Missouri's got a real chip on their shoulder.
my favorite part is Rob and I were arguing about, how you define the South, and Rob goes, "We were part of the Missouri Compromise. That makes us, like, we're involved. We gave in, we acquiesced to something." And then we looked it up in the history books, like, oh wait, we kept slavery. That was a bad idea, the compromise. It was like, oops, our bad.
Forget about the compromise.
Scratch what I said about the compromise. Oh, Nashville, we're doing this. And we're doing it with the best damned musical ensemble on stage all weekend. Let's say good morning to the boys of Loud and Sway, shall we? On the drum kit, thumping it out for you all weekend long, cat lover Stephen Norton. On the bass guitar, boasting the latest in bass playing software. Now with more human features than ever. A man who is starting to show signs of feelings, and when he does, we must take him apart because machines aren't people. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Borja on bass. Bringing the funk, and now bringing the noise. The outlaw, the man that can do anything he wants, and you're going to let him because nobody can resist somebody who can use their hands as well. On the guitar, Billy Moran. Fronting this ensemble, singer, lyricist, poet, dreamer, makes a hell of a cup of coffee, and by popular demand, a gentleman who plays the almighty on the show Supernatural. What do we do? Oh, it's the chest. You're doing chest. The chest shaker move. Give me a little high school band. Get a little high school band. Nice. Good. Excellent. Now let's do Civil War Soldier. That's a classic. Give me a little Civil War Soldier action now. Yeah, there we go. See? It's brilliant. Now, a day at the salon. I need to see a day at the salon. And of course, America's favorite shaker move, tableside Caesar. Give me a little tableside, thank you. Oh, so good. We're gonna keep it simple because Sunday is Precious Cargo and Rob's old. This joint's hurt. Robbie, slow it down. Is that okay? Robbie, don't do the Carmen Miranda. No! Now girls are so held. So changing the normal sexual feature. No, guys. Well, you okay? Did you lose your sight? You're grabbing my boobs. How are you? You okay? Oh, now you're the old man. Nice. You have cane bits. Rob Benedict, fronting this band. This band is swaying higher in space. This is Sunday. This is your last day. Soak it up. This is happening today. Let's go, boys.
Long time in a lonely time.
Talk amongst yourselves. Robbie?
Yes, sir.
Nice Sunday opening.
Thank you. I'm excited.
We can sit here and yap and suck up to the good people of Nashville, Tennessee, as we should, but we're not going to do that. We're going to leave the stage, apparently. We are going to go ahead and bring in our first guest. This guy has been absent from our convention circuit for a while because he's off being the star of his own television show. Ooh. I'm sorry. Very proud of this man because usually British people come here and take our work. Nothing makes me happier than to send an American to England to take one of their jobs. Suck it, UK. Ladies and gentlemen, fantastic actor and my college buddy, Tim Omundson. I have a question, Tim. Are you wearing a shirt that has you in cat form? Is that? I know what I'm getting Norton for Christmas. Timothy Omundson is with us today.
Hi.
How far
Two. Measure.
So put on some hat music, please.
Some hat music for Jim. And Tim's putting on the hat. He's got it nice and snug for that Nashville winter. It's 80 degrees outside. Cause his ears get cold and his big old beard. But that precious nose, cause I haven't walked it in for days. Yeah!
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, he's all yours.
How amazing were these guys last night? Good God Almighty! I had so much fun. I think the mix was a little off. Wow, that's fun. Sorry.
You're never off.
You're sweet. You're sweet as can.
We're excited to have you. Jimmy O!
Hey, Richard Spade, come back out here. He said, hold on. I'm sorry, are you indisposed?
He's knee deep in a pile of coke right now. It's
Thank you.
Just hookers and coke and what?
They're not hookers, they're professionals.
You're damn right they are.
Be respectful. Little fun fact.
Fun fact.
Who did not come to the show last night?
Be honest, no, don't let it Tim. You can lie to Rob and me, but not Tim. Not today, of all days.
Yeah, like, whoa, screw you, we didn't bother.
Who didn't do it? Show your hands. Who didn't do it? Okay, all right, so.
You missed something, but you did miss something. What you missed was a bit of a reunion for Richard and I. Richard and I went to theater school together. That's why I understand like this and speak like this.
Ditto me.
We are thespians, you say. But the very first time I ever played a harmonica, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, amplified, was with this gentleman in his band. A good 27.
It was before many of you were born.
Yes.
had they
Several decades ago.
the guitar? Had they invented the guitar yet?
No, we just took an old cigar box and ran strings to a tree.
But it was a reunion last night because we hadn't played music together like that.
No, it was awesome. And my favorite part about that was when Tim sat in with my band at the time, which was Strange Neighbors. That was the musical ensemble we played with. We played for about 27 people in like a small school building.
Yeah.
And then last night there was 1,000, and it was a very different experience.
Awesome.
So in another 27 years, we might play to 1,500.
Exactly.
If we keep going the way we're going, man!
Dare to dream. We'll do it again. Oh, we'll be Tim Omundson will be on this stage, well not this stage, but the convention stage again, playing harmonica, and he'll be singing, and you don't want to miss it. So next time, see this man perform.
Yeah, try not to suck, those of you who didn't make it. Thanks, Richard.
Thank you, Timothy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Timothy Omundson. Stop. I believe I didn't really stop. I play Kane on the television program, Supernatural. Thank you for your enthusiasm. I appreciate that. play King Richard on a television program called Gallivant. And I was a guy named Lassiter on. That is sweet Cyclops, so thank you. And I've done some other stuff as well, but I can't hear you. There's no mic, you're screaming and I don't hear it, because I've got this
hat on your ear.
I'm wearing a hat, so it's muffling my ears. But out of all the many things I've been lucky enough to play, Kane is one of my absolute favorites. Because he's such a ridiculously badass character. And it's always fun when you get to kill people. My wife and I were, she was a little cross with me a while ago, and one of the nuggets that she threw at me was, well, maybe now I understand why you play these assholes. Maybe that's why you play these dark assholes. I'm like, yeah, kinda, it is. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree. It's all, granted, I haven't actually killed anyone that I'm going to admit in front of you. But, it's fun. I'm going to get straight to your questions, though. This is the loudest mic in the world. Can we turn this down at all? Who's anyone? Anyone? Oh, hi. Hey. Hi, how are you? What's your name? This is Mallory, everybody. You can't see her. She's a bit, that's a little better, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to get straight to your questions. I'm going to start over here. Okay. I'm glad they really lit you.
Hi, Tim.
Hi.
I was just blown away last night when you played I Am Disappeared by Frank Turner.
Thank you.
And I know you got to perform with him earlier, and you're a big Frank fan, so I just wondered if you'd share some of that experience.
Are you wearing a Frank shirt right now?
Yes.
Get up here! Actually, I have this shirt. Wait, is that the UK tour? Still. Oh, share something about, okay, so, it's embarrassing. Y'all know I'm in love with a man named Frank Turner. Who doesn't know that I'm a massive fanboy for this musician? Am I? Well, obviously don't follow me on Twitter. I sang Frank's song last night because I'm a pathetic fanboy. But some people like it. So, one of my favorite stories in the world, I'm on the Twitter a lot.
Yeah.
Spend way too much time on the Twitter. And I was in the UK, filming my television show, Gallivant. And I see this musician. If you don't know Frank, just check it out. Frank Turner, frankturner.com. He's awesome. And I'm in the UK, and I'd seen him a couple times in LA and around various places in the States. And I was in the UK. I've said it 7 times now. And he was playing in Bath. I shoot in Bristol. He was playing in Bath, about 15 minutes away. And I thought, oh, I got the weekend off. I'll go see Frank. And the tickets were sold out. So I was just going to go to the venue and like, stand in line and see if someone had a ticket to sell. Wait a second. He's on Twitter. I'm on Twitter. We have some crossover fans, for use of a better term. Because every time I would tweet about him, which is often, 10 people go, oh, no, you're a Frank fan, that's awesome! I am too, you're so cool. They say it just like that. So I sent out a tweet, for the love of God, does anyone have a spare ticket to Frank Turner I can buy off you in Bath? And about 10 minutes later, he tweets me back and says, email me, and he's got a public email, frank@frankturner.com. And I immediately go, and we email back and forth a little bit, and he says, there'll be 2 tickets for you. I'm like, dude, I just need 1, I'm coming by myself. And I'd love to say thank you afterwards. I understand if you're busy, basically going, please, can I meet you? And I I said, you know, this is who I am. I'm this actor. I'm in the town. I'm playing an English king, and you're my morning playlist. Listen to me every morning, love it, as I get into character, put on my crown and my armor, and love to say hello. And he says, no, there's a wristband for you, so we can meet afterwards. And by the way, me and my crew are massive Deadwood fans, which the program I was on. And I immediately went, just jumping up and down. So I went to the show and met him, and we immediately we just hit it off. And he's become a pal of mine, and I'm showing Matt, his keyboard player, and Taryn, the bass player, there in LA, and I'm taking them out on Tuesday and giving them a tour of all Hollywood. But I've subsequently I've played harmonica with them a couple of times in the UK, and once in Germany, and it's just madness to me still, because he's just become, you know, a pal of mine, yet I'm such a ridiculous fanboy that apparently I've joined a Frank Turner tribute band. So that's my Frank story. So thank you for asking. For those of you who could care less, I'm sorry. That was awesome. Thank you. Hello.
Hi, Tim.
Hi.
Hi. You're amazing, and
I know. I'm sorry. Was there a question in there, or
Yeah.
just a statement?
So I have a friend named Michelle. She is your #1 fan, and she wasn't able to make it here today. So I was wondering if you could say hello to her and blow her a kiss for me.
What's her name?
Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
She's over here.
Oh, she's here. Hi, Michelle. That makes a lot more sense.
She's not here.
Thank you so
Would you
much.
like me to say hello to your dead grandmother too? Because she's Hi, Michelle.
Thank you
Sorry I
so
couldn't
much.
make it. I just told an awesome Frank story. Muttered on for a while. That's it? That you used your question
Yes.
for Michelle?
Yes.
You're a good friend.
You're amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Hi, hello?
Hello.
For those of you who haven't seen me on stage before, I tend to stalk, just so you know. I feel like a panther, sort of wandering around going, yes, what can I do for you?
So at the concert last night, when you pulled down your hair, I was wondering if you and Jared had ever had a competition on whose hair was better.
Listen, we all know who Jared is. We know what he does on the show. He's one of the stars. Far be it from me to disparage another man's hair. It's great. He's adorable in it, especially when he's wearing his little Tim Omundson cap. But no, we have not actually stood next to each other and compared. I think we know who would win that one. Oh no, I would have won. I was not saying he was going to win. I was implying I was going to win. Because, look at this. I think this is really straight. I think his hair is really straight. Does he straighten it? Okay, I gave you something to look forward to. Although we did, it wasn't a man bun, it was a top knot. Damn it. This is the difference. Let me be very clear on this. This irritates me. There's a difference between a man bun and a top knot, okay? This is a man bun. It goes back in on itself and causes a little ball, right? That's a man bun. Awful. You should never do this if you're a man with hair. Just man and bun should not go together unless it's a kind of burger. I'll take the man burger with the man bun. Can you make it a whole wheat man bun? Okay, so that's the man burger. This is a top knot. There's an obvious difference. It's sort of a ponytail thing. It swishes around. It's a big difference. So when Jared and I took that awesome picture of our top knots, which it's online, you can find it. People were like, "Oh, it's wearing a man bun." It's like, it's not a man bun. Okay, just can we put that out on the internet? Just be clear, there's a difference. Am I crazy? There's a difference, right? My friend Joanna has a Facebook page dedicated to going around New York City and taking pictures of men in man buns. Sometimes they're really tiny little buns. That's what I don't get. I don't get the really teeny tiny little man buns. I don't get man buns at all, but if you're gonna, it just these little, like, just pop it, like little, it's like a little marshmallow on people's heads. I don't understand that. Like shaving on the side, but then just let your hair down, man. Okay, sorry. I've digressed, obviously. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
I got hair in my mouth. Hi, what's going on there?
Hi. So I loved Psych before Supernatural. That was my show.
Thank you.
And now Gallivant has a very special place in my heart. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about the differences in the type of production, because I would guess there's a whole lot less ability to kind of screw around behind the scenes on Gallivant because of having to put in the singing, but I was just wondering if you could talk about kind of the differences between how you have to film those shows.
A terribly interesting question. Someone actually put some thought into it today. Thank you. Which means I'm actually going to have to put thought into this answer. They're very, very, very different. Gallivant. Have you seen the show? From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Seriously, thank you for watching the television program. It was the greatest job of my life, greatest role I've ever got to play. I have never worked harder at something so silly. I'm absolutely serious. It was the focus required on that show with not just the singing and the dancing, which is not my strong suit. I hadn't done musicals since high school, other than the Psych musical.
You could have let us.
Well, God bless you. But there was quite a learning curve, and I had to catch up. But it's so funny, but I knew the writing, like it was so good. The writing was so good on that show, and the actors so good that we just worked so hard to make it even better. If that makes any sense, just out of respect for how good it was, we all just really had to show up every day and work hard. We just worked our asses off. We really did. Whereas Psych was also, a terribly funny show, but it was much looser. Not even just in the ad-libbing, which did a lot of it. We did a lot of improv and ad-libbing on Gallivant as well, but it was a very different animal. It was just much looser. Where, God, I'm not being clear. It's a hard question. Sorry, I can't even think of it. So Gallivant was. I'm gonna come down here. Hi, everybody over here. Did I answer your question at all? I hope so. I worked really hard. We'll just leave it at that. I worked really, really hard on that show.
Thank you.
Come over here now. It's the worst answer ever. What time is it? I'm not drunk. phone still, I swear to God. Hi.
Hi. Never mind, not touch again. Okay. So, well, first of all, I loved you on Psych.
Thank you.
I'd seen Supernatural.
Are you going to ask me the difference between working on Psych and Gallivant? Because I thought it was a good question. My answer was.
No, actually, I watched Supernatural first, and so my roommate had me watch it, and I was like, well, I didn't see Tim, but I saw that guy from Look at the Irish. His eyes are very distinct.
I was going to think I'll Look at the Irish, too.
But I was just wondering, what
I feel like I'm making you nervous right now. Am I making you nervous?
No, you did a good job. Precious. But I was just wondering what it was like to work on Psych the Musical, because your character was not exactly a musical type. I binge watched it all, and I watched that episode recently, and I was like, oh yes, beautiful. God.
God bless you for that. Psych the Musical was actually the show, or the moment in my career where I sort of remembered how much I loved musicals. As I said, I hadn't done one since high school, because when I went to theater school with Richard Spade, we were very serious actors. I was learning Shakespeare and Chekhov and things like that. So I didn't do the musicals, because I thought, well, I'm not going to be a musical theater guy. And then Psych the Musical comes along, which we'd actually talked about since the pilot, because everyone, sang on the show, and the theme song is written and performed by Steve Franks, the creator of the show, who's got a great band called Friendly Indians. And so it was kind of a no-brainer that we would do a musical. And it took 7 years, because they're hard to write. And by that time, all the TV shows had sort of done musicals, which was a little annoying. It's like, oh, they're just going to think we're interlopers. But we thought of it 7 years earlier. And he wrote this amazing, who has not seen Psych the Musical? Wow, you guys, I guess you know what your homework is tonight. It's a great episode of the show. It's a 2-hour proper, we had Anthony Rep, who was in Rent. Musical theater people, and it just rekindled this love of singing and of musical theater. That so much so my resolution, my New Year's resolution, which I rarely make, was that I wanted to sing more that year. And I said, why is this not part of my professional life? I love it. I can kind of do it. Obviously got a lot to learn, but this is something I would like to pursue. And careful what you wish for, because 2 months after Psych ended, I got Gallivant, which not only is a musical, it's a freaking Alan Menken musical. He's writing songs specifically for me. It's mind-boggling to me that this has happened. So that was the Psych the Musical experience, and directly led to Gallivant. Now I'm singing with people like this, these amazing musicians on stage in front of you guys. It's crazy how life works out sometimes. And let's see, so now I want to be an astronaut. So I guess that's going to happen.
Thank you.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Well, close enough. So my question is, what do you think would happen if Lucifer had to go against Cain in court, and why do you think they'd be in court?
It had to go against Cain in court, and what?
And why do you think they'd be in court in the first place? There can't be any violence. How do you think it would go down?
That's an interesting.
Nope. Regular courtroom.
It would be a, what do you call it, defamation of character suit. That Lucifer, little bitch that he is, because Cain would be out talking about how much more handsome he is than Lucifer, and how much stronger and more masculine. And then at one point Lucifer would go, okay, I call bullshit, enough's enough. Like, Handsome, maybe. Masculine? No. No, so he would take me to court for that, and Kate would lose. Because those were pretty handsome, pretty masculine. This buff guy. That's my answer. What? Or maybe Kane would win. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I guess, I mean, if it was Supreme Court, like it depends on how far it went up, Kane would win. Because there's, I don't know, I was going to say, there's not more women on the judiciary, are there? How many men versus women on the Supreme Court now? 3 women. Okay, well, that's going to change. Okay, so it's 3 to 5. Anyway, yeah, no, Kane would lose. This Alito would. Never mind, I'm not going political. That's all I got for you. Kane would lose.
I loved Psych and I loved Galvant, and in both of those you got to sing, but you didn't get to sing as Kane, so I'm wondering what Kane's song would be like if he got to sing as Kane.
That's some great camera work right there. That's a really good, some say it's my best angle. What would Kane sing?
Yeah, or what kind of song would Kane sing?
That's a great question. Kane would sing a sweet little ballad to his dead wife. About how much he misses her, but how much he loves killing more than her. And that he was sorry, but he really likes killing people. Because he's freaking Kane. It would, and it'd be written by Alan Menken. Thank you.
I can't hear you when you scream, baby. You mind what? Oh, you repeated what?
That'd be pretty good. We talked about it. I had a lunch with Robbie Thompson this week, just so you know. I shamelessly was pitching myself to go back to the show because just me saying, hey, Robbie put me on the show isn't going to make it happen. But, of course you didn't see me die. More reason, because he's not dead. Nobody, no crime. You know what I'm saying? As we were eating our chicken salad sandwiches, and I said, Robbie, put me back on the show. Because I love this show so much, and I love the people involved on the show, and I like you people, but really I love this cast, I love this crew, I love Vancouver, and I wanted to go back. So my pitch is that he's in hell, and Kane and Ruthie's character. Special friends. And I think it would turn hell upside down. And it would drive everybody crazy. And so that's my pitch. So if Kane and me and Ruthie, I want to work with Ruthie. So he said, there you go. Little side note. And he paid for lunch. Actually, no, I think I paid for lunch this time. Yes, hello.
I've waited like 13 years to meet you, so I'm freaking out.
What?
Aww.
I've waited 13 years to meet you.
What? You waited 13 years? Are you 14? I'm really not that nice. Put some line on it, that's better. No, I'm a dreadful person. Believe me, I'm sorry you waited 13 years because you wasted your time. Hi, thanks for coming out. What would you like to know?
I want to know what it's like to go from being a character like Seamus on, like,
Irish
Yes.
to be Kane and King Richard?
Excellent question. Have you seen Walk of the Irish?
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, it's going to be on all next month because it's seen that anyway. Here's a little Seamus material for you. Still got it. What was it like to go from Seamus McTiernan to somebody like Kane to somebody like King Richard? It's schizophrenic. But it is the greatest, I was going to say it's the greatest joy of my life, but I should probably say my kids. It's the second, I should say my wife. It's one of the top joys of my life. And this is why I am, you know, I ran away and enjoyed the circus as a kid. This is what it's true, like carnivore, it amazes me that I actually get to do this for a living. And the fact that I, as a kid, said this is what I want to do, that I'm actually doing it just still takes my breath away at times. It's the most fun thing in the world. Sure, listening to my children laugh, that's great. But to go from, this is the great thing about being an actor. It's such a gamble. You know, just whether it works or not is a tremendous gamble. But then, when you're even working, you don't know what it's going to be. One job ends, and you think you're never going to work again, which is absolutely true. Everyone sort of feels like, well, they're done. And then the phone rings, and this amazing opportunity can come about. So, Seamus was, I think it was one of the biggest jobs I'd ever done at that point in my career. I think I was sort of guest starring here and there, and I think I was working on Judging Amy. I was not Judging Amy. I was on Judging Amy, perhaps you saw it. Just 90 episodes of that television program, that's all I did. With multiple Tony Emmy winning actress, Time Daly. But, no big deal. And I got Seamus, which shot in Salt Lake City, and it was like almost a month's work or 3 weeks' work. So it was a really big deal for my career. And it was, at the time, I think the most money I'd ever made, which wasn't a lot, but it was a hell of a lot to me. And I loved it. I don't know it's that good of a movie. I'm just gonna come out right now and say it. I don't think I'm very good in it. I think my accent is a little, I'll get charged. No. Oh, you don't have to be kind. But that is not to disparage it anywhere to take anything away from it. I sort of watch it, but I cringe at everything I do. So that's no big surprise there. And then to go to somebody like Kane, and to go to Kane after playing Lassie. It's honest to God, it's one of the reasons I would always grow a beard. We shot on site, it was 6 months on, 6 months off. And the second, what are you guys doing out there? What's going on in the hallway? Anything good? Hell of a panel in here. I am riveting today. My hair earlier, down my towels. Oh good, you're here. Thank you. Come in. Take a seat. There's a seat in the back. Where was I talking about myself? So I would always grow a beard on the off season, my hiatus beard, in the hopes that I would get a job that was beard appropriate, because they tend to be more fun for me. They tend to be either bad guys or they're just, you know, everybody on TV looks sort of the same, and I like to look as different as I can. So I would grow this beard, and Robbie called and said, Robbie and I have been talking about trying to get me on the show for a long time, and my schedule never worked out, and finally I had a break, and they had sort of the appropriate space, and I called him and said, you know, I'm free, ain't got no job, what you doing? And he texted me back and said, you know, like in a minute, say, going to the writer's room this afternoon, looking at you, and sure enough, he called me back. He's like, yeah, we got something. And it was Kane. It was just to go from the goofy, silly Lassiter, who, and again, he was so clean cut and so tightly wound, to such a badass as Kane, with, you know, the beard and all that. Was just, it's the greatest gift. It's why I do it. And then to go from Lassiter to King Richard, it's amazing. I'm so blessed that I get to have as diverse a career as I have been given. And hopefully, to God, that continues. Please. You hear that? Everybody, you hear that? Hollywood? They wanted to, so make it happen. Because that's how it works. You come to Nashville and the will of the people makes your career happen. God, if that were only the truth.
Hello. What's it?
Is that 4 people or 4 minutes?
5 minutes! I will stop being as long-winded. Hello, my dear.
Hello.
It's the #1 Galvan fan. All right, hang on.
Yes.
This woman's done more for my show than ABC has mine. It's true. Hi.
Hello.
What's going on? I like your Ted Cooper t-shirt, by the way.
In support. It's brand new. I haven't even gotten a chance to wash it yet. I feel itchy. But anyway, I was supposed to ask a question from a friend on Twitter. Sorry, Kelly, I am not as good a friend as over there. Her question was really weird. But I would like to know, since you posted a picture of yourself cooking dinner and saying that that's your wife's favorite part of cooking dinner, what is your favorite part of cooking dinner?
I don't really enjoy it that much.
Neither do I.
We started doing, my wife, God bless her, doesn't cook. I don't really cook that much. So we started doing Blue Apron, where basically they send you all the ingredients in a box, and it's sort of foolproof, and you learn how to cook new things, and it's fun. And technically, she's supposed to be doing it with me, so she can also learn how to cook with I am, and she tends to sit there and just read the instructions while we drink wine. Which works out great for her. But I swear to God, one of the best things about being on location is not having to figure out what I'm cooking for dinner. It's probably my second favorite thing about acting. And especially when I'm back in town, and every night around 3 o'clock, as I just picked the kids up from school, I go, what the hell am I gonna make for dinner?
Thank goodness someone else does.
I don't. So, thanks for asking. The wine part's good too. Hello. Okay, I'll be faster. Yeah.
Okay, hi. I was wondering, when you were in Gallivant, what was it like to work with Tad Cooper?
Oh.
Tad Cooper, for those of you who don't know, was my dragon. He was played by a lizard. He was played by a bearded dragon. Tad Cooper was the worst acting part I've ever had. He did nothing. He sat there on my hand and just did this. That's it. We had a rubber Tad Cooper that we used for action sequence because it's really good. I'm a massive animal lover, but the animal people were a little cuckoo on this show. It's like we had someone, rightly so, we had an animal representation person from the animal, blah, blah, blah. The lizard factory, I don't know, came out. And so he was, poor little Tad, he'd get cold, it's England. So we had him on a hot water bottle all the time, so he could stay warm. And then I tuck him in my doublet when we were working. I liked that. He gave me no affection back, but I liked it. But we had a rubber one for whenever it would be anything that was fast moving. If there's any possibility of dropping him or him getting injured, we would substitute the rubber one. And I swear to God, you cannot tell the difference. The rubber one did exactly what Tad did, which was nothing. But he was cute. And he became a dragon! Thank you for your question.
Okay, the second question is actually for my husband. He's a big fan of the character Kane on Supernatural.
Where is he?
He couldn't make it today.
Oh, very sorry to hear that.
So the question is Kane is such a dark and ancient character, what kind of things did you do to help yourself get in the mindset to portray that character?
As I said before, I'm really not a nice person. So, I didn't do a lot. I mean, not that I'm a lazy actor, but I didn't, you know, when you're younger, my styles changed over the years. I used to, again, with the seriousness of acting, thespianism, and really research and all this, I didn't really need to on this. The writing was so good that it was all on the page. And I wasn't playing a guy who, yes, I was playing a guy who was ancient, but I was just, you know, playing the relationships, and he's just a guy who wanted to be left alone. Early on, he was just a guy who wanted to be left alone and live his life in the woods, and these a-holes come up to his house and start messing with his mojo. So there really wasn't a lot. If that makes any sense at all.
Yeah.
I'm a very lazy actor. And you know, the relationship with the wife, that was so beautiful, and it was all in there. I didn't need to do anything else. And that tends to be the way it is with the best writing. You don't, it's on the page, you just say the words, and you never said them before, you kind of pretend. That's what I do. I just pretend. And I'm totally evil.
Hi. You said that you worked harder on Gallivant.
So that I what?
Worked harder on Gallivant.
I'm such a liar. That was the easiest job of my life. No, yes, I did. I worked very hard.
What did you work on the most? Like the singing or the comedy? Or can you mention yourself?
It was different from season to season. Obviously the singing I really had to, believe it or not, am not a trained singer. So I would go to these, that job took me 5 months to get. It's auditioning and acting can be really awesome when it just took me 5 months to get because they wanted an English movie star. So, like they do, it's a great role, so they always wanted somebody super famous to come in and do it, and they put an offer out to this famous movie star, and then, but the creator of the show wanted me because he's super smart. So we had to wait. And during those 5 months, and I auditioned a couple times and I'd go back and forth, I started training my voice and kind of learning how to sing. It's a long, long way to go. But I would go to these voice teachers, they'd all say the same thing, like, oh, you have a lovely instrument. You have absolutely no technique whatsoever. So that was the part I really started doubling down. Let me tell you, there's a certain kind of fear that, probably the scariest moment of my life was being in a recording booth, singing a song written by Alan Menken, with Alan Menken standing on the other side of the glass, listening to me sing his song, and it being too high for me, and not being able to hit the note. And knowing I'm not hitting the note, and thinking I'm an absolute fraud, how did I get this job? I'm gonna get fired. Luckily I was already in England, so they would have had to recast, it would have been a big pain for them. But having Alan Menken come into the recording booth, and okay, so what do you think of, if it's a great Alan impression, if you know me, think I'm spot on with my Alan impression. You think, you know, it's like a weight, like right here, and he's trying to give me vocal technique, so and it was just flop sweating, and just like, it was the scariest moment of my life. So I vowed to never let that happen again. So I really started working extra hard on the singing. Singing. I was gonna give a big long-winded answer, but we've got time. So singing. And I'm a horrible dancer, so that's, I mean, other than this. I mean, I'm an awesome Irish step dancer, but other than that, thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Super awesome, thanks for asking.
So I have a question, obviously.
You've come to the right place. Well, soon, speak, woman. What is your query? I have much knowledge to want to.
So if you didn't play Kane, who would you want to have played? Anyone.
I said again, if I weren't for Kane.
If you didn't play Kane on Supernatural, what character would you want to have played?
I've never actually seen the show. So, this is totally probably going to sound like I'm pandering to my castmates, but I can't imagine playing anything else. Everyone else is so spot on this show. My initial reaction to Trickster is he's so fun, but that's because Richard's so amazing, and he's so funny. Are you hearing this, Richard? Tell him I said nice things about him when he comes back out. I'm so drawn to that character because believe it or not, I like the goof. That was one of the fun things about Kane is, I was going to say, he does have a sense of humor. And I love taking dark roles and making them a little funny, and I love taking funny roles and making them a little dark. That is just, that amuses me and keeps me interested as an actor. So, I guess Trickster.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Howdy. So, big fan like everybody else. I'm gonna plug. Totally loved you in Down with Love when you asked for a Senko.
Awesome! Thank you. Down with Love. I was in it very briefly.
Yes, like every time I watch the movie, like first time, that's Seamus. That's Lassie. So.
You know why that line was funny? Where I said, I'll have a Senka?
No, actually, I'm not aware.
Because it has a K sound. K's are funny. Look it up.
My name's Katie, so that was totally.
You're hilarious.
Thank you, I tried. So, King Richard, big Gallivant fan. I think I see a little bit of myself in him, like, the decision to trade the Jewel of Valencia.
Which, the tyrant part or the
goofy
hero?
making
Okay, got
stupid
it.
decisions part. So, how much of you is in him?
That's a fantastic question. There's a lot of me in everything I do. Again, I'm a lazy actor. I don't like to try and figure out how to do things, so I just... Actually, no, nowadays, it's very different than when I was younger. The quickest way in is to figure out what about me is, like, this person's life. What's acting 101? Hi guys! I am telling amazingly riveting stories up here.
I heard you say nice things about me. I heard you.
Right now I'm talking about acting technique. Richard, would you like to know? Because Richard and I went to theater school together.
There's no question we can't answer.
Here's what say about Kane. Ellen. Richard, King Richard. He just works so much. It's great. The vanity, the ego, the puffed up sense of self, and not understanding when everyone doesn't think he's awesome.
Are you talking about Misha Collins? I just walked out here.
That's actually who I based the character on.
I knew I recognized the traits.
So that, I mean, it's not that far off.
Good to know. I mean, I don't entirely believe the whole, puffed up ego thing, but...
Oh, Richard, ask Richard, he knows. he knows. I was dreadful at college.
All right,
are we done?
No, we're not done.
We're not done.
Somebody made a video, and it won. We're going to play it right now, and then after we play it, you're going to give this to the person who made the video.
Awesome.
So let's watch this video right now.
Hang on, wait, what's your question?
Oh.
You've been saying this whole time.
Hi, I'm Ava. I just gotta say, I really, Psych was the show I grew up with personally, and I really loved your role as Lassiter, and then you had Kane, obviously. So I just wanted to know, how did you get into that acting business? Like, what provoked your passion to want to be the amazing actor that you are now?
You're the sweetest person in the room. Thank you for asking. I didn't want to work really hard. I wanted to be able to come to conventions and have really nice people say really nice things to me. And puff up my ego.
I don't mind saying really nice things.
Where is it? I don't know why did us getting into it.
Street drugs.
What's that?
Street drugs.
Street drugs. We're all broken toys that are looking to fit in.
Yeah.
Nailed it. We're all toys.
This went from a very uplifting question to the saddest answer of all time.
We are all pretty screwed up. People looking for avenues to make ourselves feel.
I think we're in the right room for this. This is good.
Here we go.
should have happened right there, in there. It's gonna happen post-haste.
I have 3 people that are in 50 and 51.
Am I in this?
2 people.
Obviously, I don't know.